I want to talk about how do you get the strength and the fortitude to be able to make those necessary shifts with those people in your life. How do you come to those conclusions? You know what I mean? When you can really make a shift and start moving people, places, and things out of your life that no longer serve you. Hey, welcome to the Bajo channel. Welcome to another video. This is the home of self-care, wellness, beauty, and every and anything that will help you to become the most powerful and most intriguing version of yourself, right? Today I want to talk about and continue on the subject that we spoke about prior to this, about when people's time in your life have expired. So in this video, I want to talk about how to make those necessary shifts. We were talking about when people's time in your life have expired, sometimes it's time for you to, they have to go. They have occupied enough space in your life and your space is valuable. But now I want to talk about how do you get the strength and the fortitude to be able to make those necessary shifts with those people in your life. How do you come to those conclusions? You know what I mean? When you can really make a shift and start moving people, places, and things out of your life that no longer serve you. So I got about 4 things here, right, that I feel like is important for you to evaluate when you're making decisions to replace people or just to move yourself from the proximity of certain people in your life. One of the things that'll help you to have the strength to make different shifts in your life is to recognize that your time is valuable. I don't know about you, but the older I get, I start to realize like, wow, time flies. And it makes me more aware of what I'm doing with that time, being that it's so important and that it's such it's one of my most valuable commodities. And it makes me to do like more introspection and also looking at my environment, who I'm spending my time with. And I start to be very stingy with my time because guess what? I can't get it back. I always say that if you take my money, you can take my clothes, take my car, shoes, house, whatever. I can somehow, some way get that back. But my time, that's a commodity that's so rare. And I feel like just as a people, as a society, we just, that time component, it's like we become reckless with our time. And we're allowing people to occupy these spaces. And the people that's occupying your space that don't belong there, they're time vultures. They will suck all your time. That you're not even doing what you're supposed to do because the time is allocated to dealing with their ongoing forever issue, right? When you look at your time, it gives you the strength to be able to make the shifts in your life that you need to. Because sometimes what happens is like, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be this way. I don't want to do that. But then when you see your time, at least it had an hourglass. Remember the sand in the hourglass? You turn it up, and you see the sand just like falling through the tube, falling through the little neck in the middle, coming down. And you realize that one day our own time will expire. And what have I done with my time? So that in itself should be enough to inspire you to be able to make those shifts that you need to. Another thing that'll help you to make those shifts and make decisions, hard choices, is to understand that when you continue to have people in your space that does not need to be there, it will undermine your own growth. Now that right there, to me, that is a big red flag for me. Like, when I've spent my time or my energy with a certain individual or doing a certain thing, and then I look back in a year or two and I see that I have not accomplished or started doing the things that I know that I needed to do, I have not executed anything. See, that's when I start getting very hard on myself, and it gives me the energy and the courage to be able to make those different shifts. Like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. That's to say, I have that type of personality. Either I'm with you or I'm not. I'm doing it or I'm not. It's like I don't really know how to straddle in the middle. If I am straddling in the middle, that means I'm processing and I'm trying to figure out which way I'm going. But I don't know how to stay in that position of, middle ground. It's either I'm here or I'm not. I'm on or off. That's it. That's how my brain functions. And so when you see that your own growth has been undermined, you're going to wallow in regret. I don't want to regret my life. I don't want to regret anything. I take everything that I have gone through as an experience and as a learning lesson for my future. Like, these are the building blocks of my future, because when I get here, I'm going to be able to refer back to those things that I did not do very well and use it to propel me forward. So I'm using these all as building blocks. They help me, but I don't want to wallow in regret and look back on my life and say, wow, I should have done this, that, or the third, and I didn't because I let this or that rob my time. No one can take your time unless you give it to them. And you have to be just that protective of your time. The way we protect all of our other assets. You got asset protections all over the place. Insurance, car insurance, house insurance, life insurance. You got crypto wallets to protect your money. You have bank codes to protect everything. Why not protect your time? That's even more valuable than, all of those other assets I just mentioned. And you don't want to be the person that turn around and regret. The sting of regret, man, is bitter. Another thing that'll help you to make the decisions to move people away from you is when you value your energy allocation. When you realize I have spent my energy in this space too long, it is time for me to move. When you realize that I don't even have the energy to do what I need to do because I've exhausted this energy elsewhere, that will give you a lot of strength to make the proper moves that you need to make at that time. It'll almost make you mad. It'll make you mad. Have you ever had money, right? And you mismanage your money, and when you needed the money to do something that was very important, you did not have it, and you're mad at yourself? It's the same thing, like energy wasting. You done wasted your energy over here, and now it's time for you to do something that's very, very important, and you're struggling, and you don't have it, or you're half doing it. You're doing it with this lack of enthusiasm, and you're not even putting your best foot forward because you done wasted your energy over here. When you really start thinking about those things, you will have the strength and the wherewithal to make shifts and move things out of your life that's eating up your time, that's eating up your vision. It is deep. I'm saying time and I'm saying energy interchangeably, but it's your whole life. Because energy, time, all of these things accumulate. That's your life. So you're wasting your life. Yeah? No. And next, what will help you really, really to make shifts in your life with people who are in spaces in your life that they have occupied for way too long is when you start to accept that person for who they are. Stop trying to expect them to be something or someone that they're not. That is burning time because it's like you're waiting for a rock to speak to you. You're waiting for a rock to roller skate. You're waiting for a rock to go to work and bring some money in the house. It's not happening. You have to accept people for who they are because we put our lives on hold, or not even on hold, but our life have all of these kinks and hiccups in it because you're trying to pull and it's like this weight on you. You can't really fly because you haven't really accepted that the person or the people that you have in your life that's occupying space is not supposed to be there. And when you really accept them for who they are, it'll give you the courage to kind of make that move. Like, okay, that's who they're going to be. That's it. But I have to be over here doing what I have to do. When you accept that and stop expecting something different. Stop waiting on something different. My philosophy, when you want something better for a person and you see that it's not happening, pray for them. God can deal with them way better than you can. Pray. Ask God to help them because in your heart, you genuinely want to see people do better, right? But sometimes it ain't going to happen with you putting your life pause or you putting sludge in your life and you have to belabor trying to get a person to do the basic things. Stop. What's happening is you're holding up your own life. You are preventing yourself from soaring. Your inability to soar is because you can't accept the person for what they are. They don't want to. Oh, you could be this, you could be that. People can be whatever they want to be if they want to be it. You can't want something for somebody more than they want it for themselves. You cannot. You cannot want something for someone else more than they want it for themselves. You're going to hurt yourself. Just think about it. In everything that you do, look how energy intensive it is and labor intensive it is for you to accomplish your own goals. Even if you get a person started on something, you can't stay there and keep them focused. Look how hard it is for you to stay focused on something that you want to do, let alone try to help somebody to focus on something that you drugged them to do. When it comes to making shifts that we need to make with people in our life, you have to just evaluate certain things. Evaluate your time. Evaluate that your own growth will be undermined if you stay in this space. Evaluate how you are allocating your energy. And evaluate the fact that people will be who they are. You can run up the street in a clown suit on fire, and people will still be who they are. You could swing from a chandelier off the Empire State Building and land on your feet, and people will still be who they are. It doesn't matter how extreme a circumstance is. People will fundamentally always be who they are until they want to change, until they want to do something different. For me, when I want to do something different, it takes a lot of me trying to get my mind together to do it and do it into completion. That's a lot of work for me by myself. What do you think it's going to take to do that for somebody else? It's not. It's not. And it's an exercise of frustration to continue to do that. And then you end up regretting and wallowing in like your own self-pity. your own self-pity, because you should have moved on, and you should have moved those people out of your life a long time ago. And nobody can make that decision for you. This is a personal, private decision. Nobody else should be even involved in the conversation. You know how it feels. You know what's going on inside of you. You know the effect that people have on you. This is a decision. This is a solo decision. Seriously. I thank you for joining us again for this Bajol experience. You know, sometimes we get into these conversations and it's not like we're trying to be like, you know, be nasty or be mean to people, but some things need to be done and you have to have the courage to do it. I appreciate you. I'm grateful that you're here. And every time you come, I feel empowered, and I feel like, you know, I take the information that we share and I say, hey, let me go and look at some other areas in my own life. I'm encouraged just as well. And I thank you for being here. I thank you for your comments. I thank you for subscribing. Please like and subscribe. Share this video with somebody who you think might touch them, may help them. Each one teach one. So I thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. And just remember, this is the Bajol channel, home of self-care, wellness, beauty, and any and everything that'll help you become the most powerful version of yourself. Thank you for listening again. Remember that self-care is the best care. Later.